everyone, and welcome to Shearing Day. There are few days in the sheep farmer's calendar as important as Shearing Day. The job is difficult, chaotic, and essential, and in Wales it often needs to be done quickly to avoid the rain. We shear once a year in the summer. While not every farm shears their entire flock on a single day, we do here at Knack Farm. That's because we bring in shearing specialists to do the hard part. This year we brought in Paewai-Jones shearing. We've worked together for a few years and they do a great job. There are two main reasons to shear. It keeps the sheep from overheating and it keeps flies from planting eggs in their wool.
So that's fly strike in action, early stages.
Those eggs turn into maggots and they can eat the sheep and poison its blood. Fly strike, as it's called, can happen within a few days and is deadly. So farmers tend to shear before the dog days of summer to avoid fly strike. It takes a team to keep the sheep moving from the field, through the handling system, up the ramp and then onto the shearing platform. When the bag is full, we use a tractor to store the wool for transport. What do they do with the wool? Good question. There was a time when farmers said, shearing day will pay for a new tractor, but those days are long gone. With cheap alternative fabrics like cotton, nylon, polyester and other synthetics, wool has become less and less valuable. The value is currently so low that the average farmer may have to pay to have it removed. The lambs don't need shearing, so they're separated out. They usually wait for their mums. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes once the sheep get into the race to get them sheared and back to their lambs. You may have noticed colourful markings on the sheep. The markings are part of a system farmers use to distinguish what care they've received. Each farm has a different system and the markings change frequently. Most of the markings on these sheep represent their dosing regimen. Sheep are usually dosed for worms every 2 months. The more sheep you have on a field, the greater the worm burden is on those sheep. Sheep with worms aren't happy sheep, so we give them more space than the average farm, and we also dose them regularly. This year, Paewai-Jones' crew sheared 474 ewes in 5 hours. That's about 15 bags of wool. The shearers say that shearing 300 sheep is the work equivalent of running a marathon. Luckily, I'll have to take their word for it. The sheep aren't keen to get their haircuts, but they're always happy when it's done. Our job today is to separate the lambs and the ewes and then push the ewes up to the shearers.
Look happy.
We check for limps, wounds and sores when we bring in the sheep. We try to use antibiotics sparingly. Serious infections get antibiotics. We always use a topical antibiotic spray on sores and small infections. Paewai-Jones brings a shearing trailer with a platform that folds out to hold 3 shearers at a time. The sheep go up a ramp, onto the trailer, and then they pull them onto the platform for shearing. When the wool is off, the roller rolls it and bags it.
That rock looks like a loaf of bread.
We also want to thank Wyn Harris from Hope Farm Pedigree and Livestock, a highly successful farmer in his own right. He's been bringing his experience and work ethic to Knack Farm for over a decade. When Wyn's around, we know the job will get done, tidy and smoothly. When the work is done, we sit around and crack jokes, drinks and smiles. We worked fast this year and everything went well. Thanks again to Paewai-Jones Shearing for the hard work of taking good care of the sheep. And thanks to all of you for joining us on Shearing Day.
Knack Farm.